Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 148th podcast.
This episode we bring you The Four Puppets, a story from Burma, which is now known as Myanmar.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the Activated Actors!
We are coming to you from Dublin! Happy St. Patrick's Day!
Faith and Pagoda, Dublin, California,
Yeah,
not Dublin, Ireland.
They thought we were Dublin, Ireland!
sorry.
You just ruined it!
We're back in our old stomping grounds in the San Francisco Bay Area, a very hot Dublin. We've had quite a bit of adventures since the last time we spoke to you. We spent some time in the state of Arkansas.
We spent some time in a cave.
Well, we did 3 really interesting Arkansas attractions.
Yes.
First of all, we went to a town called McGehee, which has an interpretive center for 2 Japanese-American internment camps that operated nearby during World War II. And in case you're not familiar with this sad story, the Japanese internment camps meant that people who were of Japanese ancestry were rounded up and held prisoner for several years.
That's
behind
right.
They had to leave their all their possessions, their homes, their businesses. They lost everything.
Yep. And were sent to these camps, and most of them had lived on the West Coast in California, and they were rounded up and sent out back on trains. And it's really interesting reading because they kind of treated it like the propaganda around it read as, oh, this is going to be a fun adventure. You get to go on this trip and go camp.
Yes.
Well, that's not quite what it was, but they made the best of it.
One of the internees at this camp was a 5-year-old boy named George Takei, who grew up to become a famous actor. He was known as Sulu on Star Trek, and he's still pretty well known. And he has come back to Arkansas from time to time and visited the center. And
in fact, he has a play out now that's just opening on Broadway. It's called Allegiance. So he's very well known in the theater and film industry as an actor. But yeah, very interesting to visit the McGehee Interpretative Center.
Yes, that is the Interpretative Center for Rohwer and Jerome, which were the names of the Japanese American internment camps there.
Right.
All right, and then we went to North Little Rock, which is the home, believe it or not, the home of a submarine. A submarine on the Arkansas River. It really surprised us when we saw it too. What surprised us even more was seeing the Turkish flag flying beside the American flag.
So it is the USS Razorback, and it's not named for the Razorback as you might assume. If you know the sports teams in Arkansas.
Well, that team is named, of course, after a legendary wild hog.
Right. But this Razorback is actually a
type of whale.
Yes. That lives in the ocean called the Razorback. So that is
quite a coincidence.
That is where the submarine got its name. So we toured the sub.
And it was commissioned during World War II. Originally, it served for many years in the U.S. Navy, and then it was sold to the Turkish Navy, and they called it the Murat Reis after a famous Turkish admiral. And it served for many years in their Navy, and now it's back in Arkansas.
Yeah, and privately owned and decommissioned, but you can tour it, and if you're really lucky, you could spend the night on it.
Yes, absolutely. We didn't do that, but I sure wish we could. But you have to be in a group of at least 10 people.
Yeah.
But you get to sleep on these bunks, or racks, as the sailors call them. You get to sleep on the racks that the military personnel actually slept in. Sounds pretty interesting.
Sounds like a great experience.
I'd love to try it.
Yeah. And then we also got to spend some time in a cave, about 4 hours. We went on an extreme caving experience.
This was Hurricane River Cave near Harrison, Arkansas.
Yes.
And boy, what an adventure that was.
It really was. We had fun climbing around the cave, going deep underneath where there were no lights. The only lights was on your helmet, through the mud.
Mud, clay, and water.
Through an underground river.
Yes.
Oh, it was cold.
This is the middle of winter, and that's the disadvantage to taking this tour in the winters. You get very cold, and of course you're going to get very dirty too.
Well, except you get cleaned off when you go in the river, though. That's the last thing you do. So it cleans all the mud off of you.
But at least the tour groups are smaller in the winter.
Yeah.
And there's a regular cave tour in this cave. If you don't want to do that, if you just want to walk through and see the main parts of it, you can do that. But the extreme cave tour is a 4-hour tour that takes you on places that the public doesn't normally see.
Without a guide.
Yes, and also you get to get a very close view of the skeleton of a Native American boy, a 14-year-old Native American boy that's been in there for 8,000 years.
8,000 years. So you get to see that firsthand. So that was a very exciting tour that we did. We are now in California and having fun out here doing shows. We've got one coming up in San Jose that everybody is invited to, and that will be on the 24th of March at the Rose Garden Library in San Jose. But right now, we have a story for you. This story is called The 4 Puppets, and it comes from Burma. Long, long ago in Burma, there lived a puppet maker with his teenage son named Ong, who definitely did not want to become a puppet maker like his father.
I sure don't. The world is too big to spend your life playing with dolls.
They're called puppets, son.
Whatever. I've been helping you make them for years, and now I've had enough of these little splinter heads. I'm going out into the world to find my fortune, as restless sons often do.
Oh, very well. But if you must go, please take these 4 puppets along with you.
You don't seem to understand. I'm leaving to get away from puppets, not to give them a field trip.
But these are very special puppets. If you get into trouble, all you have to do is speak to one of them, and it will come to life and give you advice.
You're pulling my leg, right?
No, I only do that to puppets.
I don't have enough room in my baggage to lug along 4 puppets. I already have a lot of stuff to carry as it is.
Yes, I was going to suggest you might want to leave one of your drums behind.
Oh, very well. I'll take the puppets if it will make you happy. If nothing else, maybe I can put on shows with them at libraries or something.
So he set out on his journey. That very night, he found himself in a forest, and he was looking for a place to camp.
I wonder if it's safe to sleep under this tree. You know, this is really strange, but I have an urge to ask one of these puppets for advice. Hey, if you talk to a puppet in the middle of the woods and nobody's around to hear, are you really crazy? Let's see. Maybe I'll try this one, holding a lantern. Oh, puppet, I need your help.
And much to his surprise and astonishment, the puppet came to life. I am the puppet of wisdom.
I'm not sure. If you were really that wise, you'd know that puppets can't talk by themselves.
What is it you wish to know?
Well, I hate to trouble you, but I was just wondering if, this is a good place to spend the night?
And for this, you disturbed my rest? My friend, the first step to wisdom is to pay attention. Look around you and think about what you see.
Look around me, huh? Well, I see trees and bushes and weeds and rocks.
Lower?
I see trees and bushes and weeds and rocks.
No, I mean, look lower.
Why? There's nothing down there but dirt.
And what do you see in the dirt?
Nothing, just footprints.
Whose footprints?
Well, there are size 9s, which must be mine. There are size 1/4, which must be yours. And there are some with claws, which must be, oh my, some kind of wild beast. I'd better climb up into the tree as high as I can and hide.
So he spent the night sleeping up high in the tree. And during the night, he looked down and saw a huge tiger prowling around beneath the tree in search of fresh meat.
Whew. Good thing I listened to the puppet.
And the next day he was out walking on a shortcut through the hills when he looked down on the road and saw a wagon pulled by horses with a man and a girl about Ong's age riding in it. And the wagon was loaded with silks and silver and spices.
I guess they are merchants taking their goods to sell, and they will get a lot of money in exchange. I wish I could get a lot of money too. I know it's silly, but maybe one of these puppets will tell me how I can do that. It's worth a try. Let me see. I will ask this one holding an axe. Oh, puppet, I need your help.
Yeah. What do you want?
Hey, it worked again.
I'm the puppet of strength. What can I do for you?
Well, I was just wondering how I can get some valuable things to sell, like the man and the girl traveling in that wagon.
Simple. Stand back while I pound the earth with a stronger force than you ever thought possible for someone in my weight group. Hey-ya!
Well, what are you doing? You've caused an avalanche.
They may call it an avalanche in French films, but I call it a landslide.
Whatever you call it, it could kill those two people.
Nah, they'll just be scared out of their wits and run for their lives. See? There they go.
But why would you cause such a thing?
Because now they've left their wagon loaded with goodies behind, and you can go down and claim it.
I can't do that. That would be stealing.
Nah, don't think about it as stealing. You like them fancy words. Call it salvage or confiscation or appropriation. How many syllables do you need?
It can't be right to take something that isn't mine.
Look, the man and his daughter have run away and they're not coming back. They'll be afraid the rocks will fall on them.
Are you sure?
Hey, has a puppet ever lied to you before? Look, somebody is going to get that wagon full of goodies. Might as well be you. At least you can do some good with the money.
Oh, very well, I'll take it. But I don't exactly feel good about this.
So he took the wagon and started traveling, but then he realized,
I don't really know where I'm going. Well, it's worked twice already, so I guess I'm game to try it again. Oh, puppet, I need you.
I know, you need my help. I'm the puppet of knowledge, so I know a lot of things that you don't know. I know.
Good, because what I need to know...
What you need to know is where to take your wagon loaded of goods to sell them.
Very good, but it's not so good that you keep interrupting me.
I'm the puppet of knowledge, not manners. Now then, hold on tight. Away we go.
Hey, what are you doing?
Flying! And so are you.
I'm about to do something else if you don't let me down.
Patience! Now then, look down below, and over there, and over there. Now, what do you see?
Solid ground, big enough to fit my feet. Wait a minute. Up ahead is a village with a bustling marketplace. That would be a good place to take my wagon full of things.
Congratulations! You found what you need to find. Now we can land.
Well, if we really must.
There! Back on ground.
Next time I ask you where to go, maybe you could just draw me a map, huh?
So he took the wagon full of silks and silvers and spices to the bustling market and he sold them all. And then he used some of the money to buy more. And he sold them. And so on and so on. Until he became quite successful and quite well known in the village. Whenever he would go for a walk, everyone would recognize him.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning, Mr. Well-known and highly successful and hopefully very generous businessman. Then one day, he spotted a couple of newcomers to the village.
I've never seen those two before, and yet they look familiar somehow. That older man and that young woman about my age. Wow, she is amazing. I think I'm really smitten with her. I have to find out who she is. Good morning, folks. Welcome to our village. Thank you, young man.
You?
Pardon? Do you know me?
No, and I don't want to. But I've seen you before. Father, it's the thief.
Thief? No, I'm not a thief.
Oh, that's right. Now that you're rich, we have to call you a tycoon instead. But you're the one I saw at the avalanche.
Ah, you like French films. So this is the one you saw stealing our wagon full of silks and silver and spices. But I didn't know I was stealing. I mean, I only took it because the puppet told me it was okay.
Most people do the talking for their puppets. You let your puppet do the talking for you?
Well, it's a very special puppet.
No doubt. You just keep yourself and your special puppets away from us.
But, oh, that didn't exactly go as I'd hoped.
So, he went home very sad.
What have I done? What have I done? I should have known better than to take what belonged to someone else. And now this wonderful girl that I wanted to get acquainted with will probably never speak to me again, all because I listened to those silly little puppets. Wait a minute. There's still one puppet I haven't listened to. Maybe it's foolish to listen to them, but if so, I've already been 3/4 of a fool, so I might as well listen to this one holding a flower. Oh, puppet, I need your help.
Yes, I am the puppet of goodness. What do you need?
I have gained much wealth, but I am not happy because I did wrong to someone else in order to get my money. What should I do?
You cannot undo what you have done, but you can try to make up for it by using your money to do good.
Yes, of course. That is exactly what I will do.
So he began using his money to feed the poor and to build schools and repair bridges until finally his money was all gone.
Ah, well, easy come, easy go.
And he walked around the village and saw that all the people were happier than ever before.
My money has done a great deal of good. I suppose that's worth something.
Look, Father, it's the ex-thief.
Hello, young man. I hear you've been helping the other villagers a great deal. I have indeed, and I've never been happier. Unfortunately, I've never been poorer either. I have no money left, so I must find work. Is that so? Well, as it happens, my business has been doing quite well, and I could use a helper. Maybe you'd consider working for me. I'd love to. And then maybe I could get acquainted with your whole family.
And so that's what happened. In fact, Ong and the daughter eventually got married, and they kept the 4 puppets around for advice when they needed it.
But when they start arguing among themselves, we put them into a box.
And that's the story of the 4 puppets.
From Burma, which is now known as Myanmar. And we are coming up, as we mentioned, to our next show in San Jose at the Rose Garden Library.
At the Rose Garden Library on March 24th at 6:30.
And after that, we're going to be using the month of April to get together our new production.
Yay!
Or a month earlier than this year.
Yeah, we opened May 12th this year, and then we'll be touring to libraries all across the country. We will be bringing the new show to libraries in Arkansas, and then we'll be going to North Carolina, and we will be taking it to Delaware and Maryland,
yes,
Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, so all over the place. So if you have a library and we're not coming to your library, have them give us a call.
Or build a new library and we'll come there.
Oh, you bet. So looking forward to putting our new show together and bringing it across the country so everybody can see us perform live as well as listen to us on the podcast.
And until next time,
thanks for listening.
Bye.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you, read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.